Hello everyone, welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. It's your boy Minato here. Let me actually turn up my mic. And today we got the Dokkanfest Raditz information. I did end up actually dropping around, like an hour after the usual time frame. We also have a banner unit Nappa coming, so there's a lot to really talk about here. I did the translations for Nappa and Raditz, right? So we should be looking pretty good here. And yeah, let's just hop right into it. So I just want to point out straight away, I did make a minor mistake here. This is straight cutting right to it. He does greatly raise attack and defense for one turn. He doesn't do immense damage to all enemies. He does supreme damage to all enemies. That is my bad, gamers. I know Garage wasn't available, so I decided, hop in and just do the translations for us, right? Just so we have something in front of us. Completely my fault. I apologize for that, but that is pretty much the only mistake I made. Everything else is perfectly fine, right? Based on what I'm seeing. So we are gaming from there. But yeah, let's hop right into it and let's talk about how this actually turns out to be and how I think you will actually be in game, right? So essentially speaking here, Raditz, he is actually a pure Saiyans and Saiyan Saga category leader of key 3 of an HP attacking plus 170%. Then he gives an additional 30% HP attack and defense for characters who also belong in the Space Traveling Warriors category. So that is definitely a very good leader skill, I would say. Pure Saiyans is obviously a very vast leader skill. We did just get this guy as leader though, and if we look at Pure Saiyans and Space Traveling Warriors like together, really it's just the Nappa, Vegetas, and Raditz. That's pretty much it. Even this guy's not on there. I don't know if there's any other Space Traveling Warrior Pure Saiyans, right? Because they don't include any of the Namek Saga Gokus for some reason or anything like that, right? Like if we look at Space Traveling Warriors, right? There's Bardock's. The Team Bardock members actually are on there, so that's pretty good. Because a lot of them got their EZAs recently, but I think his leadership is good. We need more Saiyan Saga category members, obviously, right? The Saiyan Saga team is not that great right now, but it will be getting great pretty soon, hopefully, right? We do get a lot of additions recently. Or like graded Vegeta, Kaioken Goku, things like that. I wish that these two were switched around though. I think that may have been ending up better, but it is what it is, right? Again, he does greatly raise attack and defense one turn, cause supreme damage to all enemies. His passive skill, attack and defense plus 150%. When he's facing one enemy, he gets an additional attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack. Then, if that enemy's HP is actually 50% or less, it's a further attack plus 100% when performing a super attack, and then gains a high chance to perform a crit. So in total, if you're facing one enemy whose HP is under the 50% HP threshold, he does get 150% attack and a 50% defense on super, with a 50% chance to crit. Seems pretty good to me right now, just pure numbers. When facing 2 or more enemies, he gets 150% defense, and then performs a guaranteed crit within the same turn after receiving an attack. And he gets ki plus 2 when delivering the final blow. What are his stats actually? So he's physical. Okay stats, with like 16,000 attack, and then around like 11,000ish defense. So he's pretty solid for his offense defense stats for sure. I don't like the ki plus 2 when delivering the final blow. I think it's pretty useless on a TUR especially. Not really a good thing to have there, but it is whatever. Yeah. His active squid conditions. He could use this after receiving 3 more attacks during the battle and there's one enemy. He greatly raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage and stuns the attack damage for one turn. His link set is the same as the Tech Raditz, Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, Coward, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Prepared for Battle, First Battle, and he's on these category teams: Low Class Warrior, Pure Saiyans, Goku's Family, Terrifying Conquerors, Space Traveling Warriors, and the new Saiyan Saga category team. I'm kinda mixed on this Raditz. He's really just all stats. He has the AoE, which is cool, but it's not like he stuns or anything, right? And he gets less attack when facing multiple enemies, which I guess is not bad, because again, he does at least AoE there. But it's only supreme damage for some reason. I think they should have just kept it as immense. Who cares, right? That doesn't really mean that much. He does have the crit, so the thing that could be really good is if he gets that attack received in Super Battle Road, he'll perform that guaranteed crit AoE, and since he's physical, you build him as 20 AA, 20 additional. So he can get two great AoE super attacks with guaranteed crits. That could be really powerful, but I feel like it's a very specific situation. I don't think this guy's necessarily great for red zone. I think they could have given him more person, just from looking at it a little bit here. Like, I think he could have had a scouter maybe somewhere. I don't know. He seems interesting at the very least, right? I think he could be good for sure. I want to wait until I see him in game, but obviously he'll hit hard and defend well. I just feel like he doesn't have too much tech, and nowadays, especially with the red zone and stuff like that, in order to age well, you really need tech to stand up out different from other units, or else it'll just age more quicker due to just being only stats, right? And that's kind of what I see this Raditz as. We do have, again, the Nappa as well. Nappa here, he greatly raises defense 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy. He gets 178% attack, and then 780% defense based on HP remaining. The more HP remaining, the greater the boost he gets. So, again, if you take a look here, just to confirm, he does get, let's see here, attack plus 178%, and then a defense up to 780%, which is wild. Very, very wild. That's a really high amount of defense to get. Even from a bounty unit, he's only going to have, like, what? Like, barely 10,000 defense. 780% is absurd. You get an additional 78% attack when there's one enemy. Then you give Saiyan Saga category allies key 2 and 30% attack and defense, and then an additional attack plus 7% and defense plus 8% for each superclass enemy. So let's say there's one superclass enemy. He actually will give key 2, attack plus 37% and defense plus 38% to Saiyan Saga category allies. So that's a combined thing right there. It's pretty good. If there's 3 more enemies, or after you receive 6 more attacks during the battle, he does get this active skill, which it does ultimate damage, lowers the attacked enemy attack by 31%, their defense by 81%, and then he seals them. Very strong for Super Battle Road as well. Again, he has a greatly raised defense on top of this. It's absurd, right? Again, this is the tech that I'm talking about right here, though. Like, the ceiling and the attack lowering right there is very strong. He's a support type unit on top of that, right? His link set's kind of meh. He does have shocking speed, though, which is pretty cool at the very least. 4 category teams is the issue with him, but this guy seems really good. I feel like as a bounty, I'm more impressed with him than I am with the actual Raditz itself, right? The Raditz is still obviously very, very powerful. I just feel like I am more impressed with the Nappa, right? And again, I believe he has the same links as this physical Nappa, right? Yeah, he literally has the same links except it's Fierce Battle, right? It's good that we finally get a good Nappa. So that's the interesting thing. And again, Raditz here as well. It's pretty solid as well. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on these guys, but yeah, that's pretty much their details. I think they're both going to be very good, very effective. I've seen a lot of people say that they like Nappa better than the Raditz, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being a more relevant unit than the Raditz, just simply because he does have the tech. Again, the ceiling, the attack, lowering, and stunning. It's situational for Super Battle because not all Super Battle stages will have 3 more enemies, but if you're able to get that off, that could be really, really good for you. Just neuter an enemy right from the start. Even in some red zone fights, I think you may be able to debuff the enemy. More so in the earlier ones, right? You may be able to debuff the enemy or steal him or something. Like I know in the Turles one, for example, you could definitely be able to debuff and steal the enemies, I think, in the first round. So that could be very strong. So this Nappa could be even good for the red zone, especially with this huge defensive buff, man. Plus the 50% raise on super attack. Like, it's absurd. And then he also gets this defense right here, technically, right? He's not really going to hit hard because his stats, again, are pretty low. I closed Raditz there. His stats are pretty low, right? He does have... How much attack will he have? Yeah, look at his attack. He'll get like 5,000. There's like 14,000-ish attack. Like 14.5k attack. Not the greatest, not the worst, but... Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to cover. Let me know what you guys think of Dokkanfest, Raditz, and the Nappa Bounty Unit. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.